Journey of Sacred Destiny, Part 3, The Motion Kingdom and the Pyramid. At the age of 60, Mo Tan's wife Miao Gi became pregnant and gave birth to a son. Mo Tan was overjoyed to have a child in his old age. When his son was born, he saw a colorful, auspicious cloud appear in the sky and heard celestial music. He believed his son was a gift from heaven and felt especially joyful. 3 days before the birth of his son, Miao Zhe had a dream. She dreamed of a purple key, an ethereal life force approaching gradually, then dissipating to reveal a majestic and solemn god with a purple face, holding a pair of double-edged swords. Suddenly, the god smiled at her brightly, and Miao Ge woke up feeling puzzled. She wondered how a god with such a solemn expression could smile so radiantly. Although she was very curious, the smile made her feel warm, so she and Mo Tan named their son Mo La. 5 years later, Miao Gi became pregnant again and gave birth to a daughter. The child smiled at her parents 2 days after birth, and they were overjoyed. Mo Tan felt like his heart was blooming like a flower due to the happiness he felt. Before the child was born, Miao Zhe had a vision of a large, colorful lotus flower descending from the sky and heard celestial music. The lotus flower grew smaller and smaller and entered her womb. They named their daughter Mo Cai. Mo La loved his younger sister very much and would often stare at her sleeping figure for a long time, patiently waiting for her to wake up. When Mo Cai woke up, she would see her brother and become happy, waving her small hands and touching his face, babbling in a language no one could understand. Mo La was very happy and often showed his sister pretty things to make her laugh. When Mo Cai learned to walk, she followed her brother around everywhere. Mo La also took care of his sister very well and formed a habit of putting her to sleep before he went to bed at night. Miao Zhe secretly told Mo Tan,
"Our son takes such good care of his sister, so we don't have to worry about her being bullied in the future."
Qihan's youngest son, Qihang, 3 years old, was the same age as Mo Cai. When the children played together, they did not hold back. Sometimes, Qihang pushed Mo Cai and made her cry. Mo Cai covered her face and cried, but peeked through her fingers to watch her older brother scold Qihang. This made her very happy, and she soon stopped crying and started to laugh. When Mo La was 15 and Mo Tanya was 10, Mo Tan and Miao Ge passed away one after the other. The siblings were very sad. And whenever Mo Cai thought of their mother's warm embrace and their father's loving smile, she couldn't stop crying. Mo La held back his sorrow, buried their parents, and comforted his sister. However, the blow was too great, and Mo La too sometimes fell into sorrow and wept with his sister. However, the responsibility of the country reminded him that he could not continue like this. 3 months after their father's death, Mo La succeeded to the throne and worked diligently to govern the country. Sometimes Mo Tas woke up in the middle of the night and could not sleep. She would walk barefoot with her shoes in hand and quietly go to her brother's room to see if he was sleeping. When she heard his brother speak, Mo Cai's heart would ache, her mouth would pout, and tears would fall from her eyes, but she would not enter the room. Mo La gently pushed the door open, wiped away Mo Cai's tears, took her hand, and walked her to the window. The two were silent, and it was quiet all around. After a while, Mo Cai calmed down. Mo La said,
"Sister, go back to sleep."
Mo Cai nodded. Mo La embraced her shoulders, walked her back to her room, and played a soft, beautiful tune on the vertical flute until she fell asleep, then quietly left. After dealing with state affairs during the day, Mo La would take his sister to faraway places to play and divert her from her grief of missing their parents. After 2 days, Mo La noticed that Mo Cai had stopped crying. Mo Cai told her brother,
"I've dreamed of our parents these past 2 nights. They are in heaven, and their bodies are radiating light. Mother said to me, 'Child, don't cry, I hope you are happy.' Then I saw the words, 'Be happy' flying in front of me, and I remembered it. I have to be happy."
Mo La was very happy to hear this and composed a song called Hymn to Mercy.
Parents so kind and loving forever in heaven. Parents so joyful above me they dwell. Parents so blessed forever in peace. Happy and smiling, comforting their child. Endless love and kindness never to be forgotten.
At the age of 18, Mo La married the virtuous and talented woman, Wen Mei, who was recognized as such by the public. Together, Mo La, Wen Mei, and Mo Tees formed a beautiful tableau. Mo La had blonde hair and was handsome and tall. Wen Mei was elegant and gentle with a calm personality. Mo Cai was fair-skinned and lovely with long, golden wavy hair, a beautiful decoration on her forehead, and silver bracelets on her arms. Queen Wen Mei loved peace and was devoted to Buddhism, while Mo Cai enjoyed lively activities and was willing to participate in everything Mo La did. The siblings still spent a lot of time together as before. One day, when Mo La was 20 years old, he said to Mo Cai,
"Sister, I dreamed that the gods were pointing to me in the direction of building a tall Buddhist pagoda to worship Buddha. I saw a golden spire emerging from the white clouds."
Mo Cai widened her eyes and looked at her brother.
This is extraordinary. We must take it seriously and honor the gods.
Mo La nodded and described the pagoda he had seen in his dream to Mo Cai. The pagoda had a square base and equilateral triangles on all four sides. As Mo La described it, the shape of the pagoda emerged in Mo Cai's mind. She exclaimed,
Brother, I picture a sacred pagoda glowing with golden light. We shall name it the Golden Pagoda, as radiant as the vision that brought it to us.
Mo La was stunned and thoughtful for a moment. He looked at his sister and said,
"Why does the shape of the pagoda seem so familiar to me? Why did I feel so shocked and warm when I heard the words Golden Pagoda? There must be something we do not know about this. Why do I suddenly feel that building the Golden Pagoda is of great significance, and that I have a great responsibility?"
Therefore, the two siblings decided to follow the guidance of the gods and build the pagoda.